Hello guys and welcome again. So Houdini 18 has this feature for using a geometry to guide the motion of the RBD system, and it's called guided simulation. So you could have a building, for example, and then you create a cube that matches the size of that building, and then you bend the cube over time, and then you can use that motion to drive the RBD system. Whether it obeys it or not, it's gonna try and do that motion as best as it can. And the way we could use it in our system is by plugging a grid that has the motion of the falling that we wanted. Okay, and what I've done here in this test is I plugged in the same geometry that I used to drive the underneath surface, the one with the noise and everything. I used it as a guided sim to try and force the RBD to move the way I needed it to be. It still needs some tweak, but you can see at the beginning that everything is falling. That's because that's what the surface is doing. And then when the noise happens, when the ripple happens, it injected too much force into the RBD system. So it could work, but I wanted to make sure I wanted to get everything to work in a realistic way, using just constraint and making sure that I try to simulate what happens in real life. But if you wanted to pursue this route, I'm going to show how it works. So here I plugged in this surface. I think I used the wrong scale. Yes, I used the wrong scale. That's why it didn't do it. But basically what we need is, let's see, what we need is this surface. Let's put down a color node, the one we used to drive the RBD, so the one that does this. Okay, we plug it into the last input, the fifth input, and then go under guided sim, turn on guided sim, and you don't have to change the default at all. These are you tell it basically how far each point can look up another point on the surface and things like that, but the default should be fine. And then we can tell it also to blend how much to use from that force, and at the moment it's using 100%. So we could provide a guide to force the surface to fall and maybe use the hard pin constraint only and still get it to do the motion that we wanted to do. And it's totally up to you guys. For me, I was able to get the result that I want without having to use this. And at the time it was still too buggy when they introduced the feature, and I was already done with the sim, so I didn't want to incorporate something that was not ready yet. So that's something you guys can explore. You just have to plug in a second input. Could be anything, could be simpler. Right now I have a lot of points. You don't need this much points. You can just have a couple of points, and that will tell the main RBD system to follow that nicely. Cool. Hope you guys find this useful, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.